and Pixar fans have a way of summoning the most insane theories that will seriously make you question everything. Welcome back everyone, my name is Kennedy, and if you thought there couldn't possibly be any more evil, concerning, or unsettling theories about your childhood classics, then think again, because today we are back with some of the most horrifying ones yet. So get ready, because this is the top 10 evil Disney Pixar theories that will make you question everything, part 3. Starting us off at number 10, Monsters Inc. and Toy Story. The Monsters Inc. franchise is no stranger to a dark fan theory, and while this one might not be as evil as the theory surrounding harvesting blood, it's definitely still something you hope isn't true. Provided that we're all on board with the overall Pixar universe theory, it would stand to reason that the young minds in the Pixar universe, like Andy for example, would be subject to the scream-inducing monsters from Monstropolis. I mean, who else would they be scaring, really? Today, however, we are just focusing on one monster, Randall. Some fans out there believe that Randall could be not only the villain of Monsters Inc., but also Andy's monster in his own version of reality, and the reasons behind it are kind of intriguing. The first reason that is pointed out is that Randall is seen practicing camouflage in front of a background that looks exactly like the walls in Andy's room. And the second reason is that in Toy Story 3, we see a sign on Andy's closet with a picture of a creature that looks just like Randall. I mean, why else would he have a drawing of a scary monster if it wasn't him trying to get the scary monster that comes room at night out of his head? So yeah, for all we know, Randall was terrorizing poor Andy as well as Boo. Coming in at number 9, Riley's monster. Speaking of Monsters Inc. crossovers, this next theory suggests that Riley too could have been one of the scaries the monsters had to visit at night. Now, there is one theory out there that suggests that Bing Bong is actually Riley's monster, but from like after the first Monsters Inc. movie where they were harvesting laughter, hence why he wouldn't be a frightening presence in her life. And while I can definitely see that one holding up, there is another conflicting fan theory that is a bit more interesting. The second theory is that Bing Bong is simply her imaginary friend, as we're told, but that he contains clues relating to who her actual monster is. As you might remember from the movie, Bing Bong tells us what he was inspired from, but he just so happens to leave out where his legs came from. Suspicious. Fans have pieced together that this is because his legs are inspired by her monster, George Sanderson, whose fur exactly resembles the yellow and orange striped legs we see on Bing Bong. And so, the reason that Bing Bong can't identify where his legs come from is because Riley was either so afraid of George that she blocked the memory, or she just pretended not to remember as she was trying to turn something frightening into something more positive. Now, if all this is true, that would also mean the sock on George's back that causes the entire ruckus at the beginning of Monsters Inc. would have been Riley's, which is a fun little Easter egg. Coming in at number 8, Bruce the shark. In the movie Finding Nemo, Bruce made us all giggle as he held his Sharks Anonymous meeting, stating the now famous catchphrase, "Fish are friends, not food." But some fans out there began to wonder just where he might have gotten this belief system from. After all, I am only aware of 2 vegetarian sharks in the media, Lenny from Shark Tale and Bruce. Well, some fans think they have gotten to the bottom of it, and
I've been using Epidemic Sound as my go-to resource for background music and sound effects for the last 6 years.
some fans think they have gotten to the bottom of it, and I gotta say, if anything, this one is an entertaining theory. According to fans, Bruce is actually the son of the shark from Jaws, but that his dad abandoned him when he was young and he was raised by a single mother. Just stay with me. The theory then goes on to explain that his mother was likely wanting her child to be unlike his father, and so raised him to be as kind-hearted as she could. Now, as I already mentioned, in Finding Nemo, Bruce has his shark support group whose mantra goes against the killing machine narrative that is so often associated with sharks. And some fans theorize that Bruce is so afraid of becoming his dad that he formed this support group to make his mother proud and to try and hold himself accountable. I mean, this one is a bit far-fetched, I have to admit, but hey, you have to admit it would be wild if it turned out to be true. Next up at number 7, The Emperor's New Groove. So before anyone says it, I know The Emperor's New Groove is not a part of the Pixar canon, but this is a list about Disney Pixar theories, so I'm gonna lean a little heavy on the Disney side for this one. This theory starts off by noticing that when the fly screams out to Llama Cusco for help before being eaten by a spider, it's screaming out in English. Now, to most, this might have been a fairly insignificant bit of the movie, however, this fan theory suggests that it could actually be super grim. Essentially, they point out that the only animals that are able to speak in the movie are the ones who were originally human, i.e., Yzma the cat, and of course Cusco as the llama. So, if animals in this universe can only speak English if they were once human, it means the fly about to be eaten by a giant spider is a human trapped in a fly's body. The only hole I kinda wanna poke through this one is that the squirrel kind of talks. I mean, he speaks and squeaks, but Kronk does understand him, so I guess you could also propose that the squirrel was once a human too, and that he just has been a squirrel for so long he's forgotten how to speak. Because, I mean, he can definitely communicate and get a point across as well as any other character in the movie. I don't know, I'm just spitballing. I'm just glad there's no real life potions that could turn me into a fly and make me spider food. Next up at number 6, Wreck-It Ralph.